guys, but I'm excited. And as you know, as a community advocate, as a woman who cares about people and who wants to work to better the lives of her friends and her neighbors and her community, I'm among good company because they have the same heart. And I'll be helping them during a special 5K walk coming up next month. And I wanted to invite them today to tell you all about it. Hey, ladies.
Hello.
How you
How are
doing?
you?
Listen, we sound good, we sound loud, we sound clear, and I'm grateful again for each of you being here. How you feeling today?
Wonderful.
Yes, I'm excited. Let me have them introduce themselves. Can you start on this side for me and tell the people who you are? Move a little closer to your mic. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Kay Martinek, and I am a hairstylist. I work at Kay's Paradise Hair and also the founder of the Hairpiece and Hope 5K.
Let's go. And next to her, we have.
Hi, my name is Tanya Milholm Simmons. I am an attorney, and I'm also the ambassador for Hair Peace and Hope 5K.
Welcome, Miss Tanya. And we have.
Good afternoon. This is Paula Anderson. I'm a family practice physician and the president of Women of Hope.
Wow. Listen, I feel very blessed to be in your presence today. And what we're going to do for you guys listening, listen, we're going to educate you and we are going to invite you to an incredible event coming up. And I wanted these ladies to be here so that they could share their stories. Big up everybody watching online, London Bay, I see you. Everybody listening, whether you're on the app, you know we're an app. You can download it from my Android store. Y'all are iPhone people, right? No, I'm just kidding. The i people, download it. We're in the store. This is one of our most popular features of. There goes my YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Voice of the Caribbean. It is the app. So make sure you take us with you, or you can listen on 101.5 FM HD2, as well as simulcasting in Broward County. What's up, Fort Lauderdale? 96.9 FM. So, ladies, where do we begin? You guys have an interesting journey. Miss Kay, you want to start? How did you start the work that you have basically blessed us with in this South Florida community?
Well, I started Hair Peace and Hope because of my client and friend Tanya. She was diagnosed with mixed connective tissue disease and autoimmune disease, and as a stylist, I saw how it affected her life, and with that, I wanted to draw awareness to the community and let them know about this particular this ailment that she has, this disease that she has. So that's how it started on my part.
How incredible, because for those of you who can see us, and maybe if you can't, one of the most intimate relationships every woman, especially women of color, especially black women in specific, have is with their hairstylist.
Yes.
The hairdresser, as how we call it.
The hairdresser.
The hairdresser and you. We share some of the most intimate parts of our lives with our hairdressers and people who touch you. When you break that touch barrier, I was actually getting a massage last night, and a real massage, real massage. All right, shout out to Massage Envy. And as I was getting a massage yesterday, I was talking about that, how I had a new masseuse and was telling her how much I had shared with massage therapists over the years. Because once they're touching in your hair and your back and your shoulders and they're breaking the touch barrier, you feel very confident in them. I want to say it's like confidential, but you feel a sense of
therapist.
Yes, in a sense. So here you two were talking, and she shared with you something that she was going through, which is you mentioned the name of the disorder, and tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, at the time as a hairstylist, she was in my chair, but Tanya had luscious, beautiful hair. And over the past years, she started losing her hair and didn't know why. And of course, usually with that, the first person to get blamed is the hairstylist.
Oh boy. She looking like, listen, did you sneak some perm in that? What did you do?
What did you do?
You gave me that Dominican blowout.
There you go. So with that, she told me that, no, it's not that, she sometimes she wake up in the morning, she's having certain she can't move, so on and so forth. And she mentioned that she's seeing her doctor, and the doctor cannot identify what's going on with her. So with that said, this goes on for years, and eventually she got diagnosed with autoimmune diseases. So with that, Dr. Anderson she'll be able to explain what that disease is about.
Doc, that's a perfect segue for you. Tell us about this disease, please.
Yes, so with mixed connective tissue disease, we call it the overlapping disease because patients that will have those symptoms, they'll have overlapping symptoms that mimic lupus, scleroderma, and polymyositis. And those are terms that people probably aren't used to hearing because they're rare autoimmune conditions. And because of that, the symptoms of each patient varies. They could have mild symptoms to very devastating symptoms. And so that's what makes it difficult for us to diagnose. And many times they go undiagnosed for years.
Listen, I know lupus. That's the one of all the ones that you've mentioned. I know many in our community, people of color, know about lupus and how devastating an autoimmune disease can be. And oftentimes, like you say, take a long time to get to the diagnosis because they want to eliminate other things first, and you go to the doctor. But I want to advocate for you guys to keep fighting for yourselves, right? When you're not feeling well, don't stop going to the doctors because you don't have an answer right away. I have a family member going through something similar right now who, keeps talking to me about, they don't know what's causing it. I said, okay, go to the next doctor. Go to the next doctor.
Yes.
Sometimes we think, it's a pain in our leg, but it can be due to your heart. If you have swelling one place, it might be due to, your kidney. It might be due to something else. So if you're listening and you're dealing with pain in your body, don't give up, sister, because sometimes their medical establishment, it takes some time to understand what is happening to you. So I want to get into the wonderful 5K that you have going on because I think people would want to participate in this, and especially when it comes to how important it is for people to get involved in the community and help someone. Of course, you, Miss K, being Miss Tanya's hairdresser, she told you about the autoimmune disease. Her hair loss is a part of it. You thought, hey, is it me? Is it you? What's going on? She got a diagnosis, and so you did what? What was next for you?
So I reached out to Dr. Anderson because she's the president of Women of Hope and a 501c3
Nonprofit organization.
Non-for-profit, right?
Yeah, we got you.
Also, Dr. Anderson is a client at the salon, and the Women of Hope, their motto I aligned with. So I spoke to her about it, and I am an avid runner. So the running community, they always go and do runs to support other like lupus and so on.
Yeah.
So eventually we ended up in 2016. I said, you know what, let's do a 5K because a 5K draws the community out, and also talking about the autoimmune disease and the mixed connective tissue disease that I could not even put the names together. I just wanted people to know about it. So that's how the 5K come about. So we started in 2016, and this is going to be our 9th year. And so far, so good. We're drawing that awareness.
That is incredible. So from your network, 2 ladies who came to your salon, both as clients, one ended up having a medical issue, the other being a physician with a nonprofit. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And you connected the dots and decided to put together an amazing 5K to raise awareness and to help those suffering from autoimmune disease. Tell us more about it.
And you know what? And I'm going to say, but by God's grace.
Amen.
Because we started a 5K that we had no clue how to, the fundamentals of doing anything of the sort. So we started that. We reached out to the Miramar Messam.
Big up Miramar, the mayor, Mayor Messam. Yes, Mayor Messam,
Yes.
and all of the folks in the commission and the leaders over there.
And
Yes.
all the commissions, and they actually helped us started the 5K.
Wow.
And again, I'm going to repeat that this is going to be our 9th year, and Mayor Messam he hasn't missed one of our runs.
Big up Mayor Messam anywhere in there. I enjoyed him this weekend. I was host for the Miss Louise Bennett. She's gone, but rest in peace, Miss Lou. But they had a wonderful performance and exhibition fashion show on behalf of her 106th birthday by the Louise Bennett Coverly Heritage Council.
Oh,
And I
nice.
was one of the MCs for the 2-day event in the city of Lauderhill. And I saw Mayor Messam. He was a model, actually.
Ooh,
So I know he really
nice.
cares about the community. He always gets out there. So
and the other commissioners are amazing as
oh
well.
yes, I got to big up the whole team over there. Anyway, Miramar so big you can't start calling names because you'll end up not calling all the names.
True.
But I'm here with the ladies from Hair, Peace, and Hope 5K. And again, tell us the date just so we can have our listeners know the date, the time, and where so that they can support it.
So it will be at on October 25th, 2025,
October 25th, yes.
at the Miramar Regional Park.
Fantastic.
You know, we
How do people register?
Okay, you can go online and register. You can go to the website on www.hairpiece5k.com.
Okay, hairpiece5k.com.
Yes.
And peace is spelled Peace, like the sign peace.
Okay, so we got to make sure
.com.
everyone knows where to go, and that's going to be on October 5th. There, here today, I'm here with fantastic ladies who decided to make a change in their community. I want to talk to you a little bit more, Miss Tanya, my fellow lady lawyer, my sister-in-law, and you were kind of the catalyst for all of this. Tell us a little bit more about your journey discovering that you had autoimmune disease and how it impacted you, and even your physical changes that you experienced.
Well, thank you, Suzette. And in your opening, you spoke about, you know, having a disease that people don't even know, because looking at me, but for not having hair, especially now not having hair is a style, you won't know. It's invisible. But the reality of, in 1994, December, I woke up just before Christmas, tried to get out of bed, couldn't walk. Could not walk, didn't have anything prior, nothing was hurting. I was very athletic. I couldn't walk, and everything from head to toe was hurting. My fingers were blue, which is part of the symptoms of mixed connective tissue disease. But at that time, I did not know that. And so from 1994 to 1998, I was going back and forth to doctors, trying to figure out what was going on, and it was getting worse. At that time, I was actually in law school, so I had to improvise. I'd wake up one morning, couldn't walk. I'd be like, okay. I'd call one friend and say, I need you to carry my books. I need you to pick me up. And there was a village without even knowing what was going on with me. So in 1998, I get to a doctor and he goes, oh, I see what you got. You got mixed connective tissue disease. Looking at
4
my lab,
years later.
looking at my lab work.
You
The
had
same
completed
lab work that I
law
had.
school and everything while suffering from this debilitating disease.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
What, girl?
Yes, ma'am.
I nearly dropped out of law school how much time just because of the stress, and I never have no autoimmune disease. And I just think about you fighting through physical pain each and every day and not having a diagnosis. And again, those who are listening, sometimes when people know folks in your lives that are complaining is a very dangerous word, who are sharing about pain and don't have a diagnosis, you need to be empathetic with them, because that is a journey of discovery. As Ms. Tanya has just described, she first couldn't walk in 1994 and didn't get a diagnosis till 1998. So oftentimes it takes, again, going to physician after physician, which can get tiring, but the right one will be able to let you know what exactly is happening with your body, which is the key, what we need. But sometimes that is not immediate. It takes some time. So imagine going through law school. Like I said, those classes are not easy. Many times my mother used to tell me, boy, you never think say you would have finished. And I was like, you left me up there. You never came back for me. But it was just so heartbreaking and hard. And just to think that you were in the throes of this debilitating illness, didn't know, and still persevered and had a village around you, people who cared for you, who tried to fill in the gap for where you were weak. Tell me more about that. And then when you met Miss K, what was that like when you disclosed to her what was happening?
Okay, so from 1998, when it was finally diagnosed, but you still don't know what that means,
Right.
and what medications you have to take and how it's going to impact your life, because you wake up fine and I got all these plans for the day, and an hour later you're out of breath, you're in so much pain, you cannot even take care of yourself, so someone else has to help you. And I'm very transparent. What you see is what you get. And Kay has taught me a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So I'm like, you know what? I need to share what I'm going through, because I'm going to have to learn to humble myself and ask for help. And so I started sharing with Kay and with Dr. Anderson, and also my PCP, which is Dr. Anita Petaway. And once I started sharing what I was going through, Dr. Petaway was like, no, we have to do something different, because we're not letting this take you out just like that. And so it was more specialist. You see a cardio, it affects every organ in your body. So you have to see a lot of specialists for that. And, you know, the treatment, which Dr. Anderson can probably talk about more, entails IV treatments. Like right now, every 4 months, I have to have an infusion treatment. And it takes about 8 hours the first time, and then I go back 2 hours for, I go back 2 weeks later for the remainder, which is 5 hours. So, you know, sharing this journey, I share it to tell people that a diagnosis isn't who you are.
Yes.
You have to push through, because if God puts breath in your lungs, in your body to get up, there is something you can do despite what you're going through. So with sharing that, it was when I shared it with Kay, I was like, oh, hey, I have mixed connective tissue disease. Well, what's that? Well, it's an autoimmune. Well, what does that do? The best way I describe it is, imagine all your muscles that are attached to a bone or something is stretched out, and now it can't go back in place the way that it should.
Wow.
So it becomes very painful.
So you're in pain here now as you sit here?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes.
Here we are. Listen, that's why you have to be good to people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what people are going through. Sometimes I was talking to, again, I talk to my cousins all the time. I have a big family. So I know that my audience is tired of, I was talking to my cousin, but I was talking to my cousin. And she was telling me about, you know, an interaction she had. She's a doctor, and a lady who she had just met, who was also a doctor. And it was a little bit of a resistant energy that she experienced. And I said, you guys, sometimes it's not even about you. You don't know if that person is walking around in pain. You don't know if that person is dealing with some bad news they just had. And sometimes you have to give the second chance. Imagine that, give grace and another try, because people are walking around with some heavy loads. And I think, and I saw a quote on Instagram, this is me, on Instagram, that says, just because I carry the weight well doesn't mean it's not heavy. And I feel like that speaks to your situation. I think so many of us, me included, y'all don't know my business, but sometimes you got so much going on in your life and people have no clue, because you look like everything is so together. And imagine you are persevering and pursuing your goals. I'm here with some fabulous ladies. And Doc, can you talk a little bit more about why we need screening, or better screening, or and I have a minute, I'm giving you a long question, but can you talk a little bit more about the autoimmune family of diseases, and especially those that most impact Black people and people of color? Because I think sometimes we don't know what's wrong, and it's scary, it's sad, you think you are, you know, by yourself, but talk about that family of diseases.
Well, you know, thank you for that question, because what we know about autoimmune conditions is that it's your immune system that is there to protect you from infection. But because of whether it be a genetic reason, exposure to the environment, stress, there are things that cause the immune system to start to attack normal tissue. And that is the reason why an autoimmune condition can be so difficult to treat. And 90% of what I see in my office is rooted in stress and anxiety. And what you'll find is even people who have an autoimmune condition, many times what brings it out is extreme stress.
Sis,
even though that is not.
Doc, you about to make me
story.
preach. Doc, we got about 60 seconds before a break. I think, again, stress plays such an important role. when we don't realize it in our overall well-being. I was talking to my cousin and we were talking about this. She has not been on top of her health and wellness journey, and it's not she knows I wouldn't share all her business, but the point is, when you don't make time for yourself to walk, to get in nature, to meditate, to pray, to do something fun that you used to just love doing without anybody asking you, stress can build up. Just again, because we can handle the weight doesn't mean it's not having an impact on our body and its systems. So this is a caution and just a gentle loving reminder that stress management is very important. They're online talking about great topic, real talk queen. Listen, we're doing some work here. I'm so grateful to have Dr. Paula Anderson as alongside salon owner Miss Kay Martinek.
Correct.
I'm saying it right, yay! And attorney Tanya Milholm Simmons talking about their journeys working together to produce an amazing event that will be next month, October 25th, the Hair Peace and Hope 5K that has been going on since 2016. Can we imagine celebrating 9 years strong? We're going to have them back after the break. We have to take a short break, but we're going to talk more about this event and what it does to benefit those suffering from autoimmune illnesses, and again, the impact they're having in our community is so wonderful. We also want to thank the city of Miramar. Thank you for helping to sponsor this incredible event. You guys have to take a quick pause for the cause. This is the Suzette Speaks show every Thursday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Voice of the Caribbean.
1.5 HD2. The Voice of the Caribbean. Follows on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, and YouTube.
All right, you can stretch. We got 2 minutes and a
Voice
half.
of the Caribbean.
Woohoo, how's it going? Good. You feel good?
My watch
You getting
went.
still shots as well as with your phone? Take some.
My watch started said abnormal heartbeat.
No, you was getting
the
heart
heart
rate. We all do.
Susan, I tell them all the time, I'm like, I think it's stinky.
I'm gonna go on Facebook, guys. See you.
Better sounding
This
radio.
is my YouTube. I couldn't decide. He gave me that stand, but that stand is not the best.
1.5
But we have quite a
HD2.
few commercials.
The biggest reggae cultural event.
Because you and I had it.
Yes. Yes.
Rebel Salute 2025. Sunday, September 28th.
Hold it. This is gonna be a good conversation. Thank you for letting me know that. Bye, guys. What doesn't want me to close you out?